Oh my
god.
Oh my god.
Over a series of screenings, 3 young adults will be competing for points. The cult films chosen will be some of the craziest, most challenging, and controversial films ever made. This is Surprise Movies.
Welcome back to Surprise Movies, Episode 2.
Episode 2.
Episode 2.
We made it. We're a series now.
We didn't walk out last time. Hopefully we won't this time. Haven't had any nightmares about Thailand. I just think of it every day.
It just haunts me in the day.
It just haunts me in the day, not at night.
You guys want points or what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Ashley looked away during Thailand.
You gotta.
You don't get a point for that. You get 1 just for showing up. You guys get 1 just for showing up too. Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah. I need that validation.
But you did make a correct prediction in Thailand.
Oh.
One of those. And you finished the whole thing without leaving, Ashley.
Oh, wow.
Great job.
Thank you.
Adam. You didn't look away. You showed yourself to have that kind of character, that kind of fiber. And you took the medicine, and you looked like you were taking medicine the whole time.
Yeah. That's what it felt like.
You stayed for the whole thing. Elizabeth, you stayed through the whole thing, and you didn't look away. Right now we've got Adam taking the lead, taking a commanding lead. Alright, you guys ready for the hat?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Bring it over. Oh, anticipation.
I'm so scared. I'm so scared.
You're getting the blue
The fact that it's a blue cowboy hat makes it less scary.
Pick a number between 1 and 12, Elizabeth.
8.
Alright, Ashley goes first.
Cool. Wild at Heart. It sounds like a Harlequin romance novel.
My instinct is like cowboy movie.
Yeah.
It's probably like the exact opposite.
But you know, you're next. Elizabeth.
Am I not next? I thought we were just doing this in order.
She chose 8. Do you not understand the rules, Adam?
No.
Weekend at Bernie's.
Keep this good time, keep this.
That was Rachel's favorite movie in Friends.
Oh, that's where I've heard that movie before, right? Of course.
Which is why I want to watch it. Because maybe it'll be my favorite movie too. I've heard of it.
I don't know.
I know nothing about it.
Yeah, I feel like it sounds familiar. I feel like I've heard it mentioned in like.
Yeah, like it's like a big pop culture thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I've definitely heard it before. Irreversible. No idea. No idea at all.
Yeah, that one's very ambiguous. Oh, someone's wild at heart.
Yeah. Thanks, cowboy.
I'm feeling either Weekend at Bernie's or Wild at Heart. I'm really feeling Weekend at Bernie's.
I feel like Wild at Heart is a huge gamble.
I know. Yeah. Weekend at Bernie's, like, it sounds more fun.
We recognize the title. Yeah. It's
And like, I don't think Rachel's favorite film would be a
horror movie.
You know? So then,
you know what it's gonna be? It's gonna be like the title Weekend at Bernie's, and then they'll have changed it to something like this slasher horror thing that just cuts to that instead. So it's like a trap one. Yeah. It's a trap card.
See, yeah.
Irreversible is definitely the most intriguing, but I think
Irreversible, I feel like it'd be like a heavy movie. Bernie, like that's not very scary.
Oh, you'll learn how Bernie can be scary. I'm
thinking of Bernie Sanders or something, and they're all just like, I don't know.
Weekend at Bernie Sanders.
It doesn't sound like a horror thing though. Like it seems like Weekend Weekend at Bernie's has like
I feel like it's gonna be comedic. Yeah, very definitely gonna have some comedy, but I feel like there could be like some kind of edge where it's like a dark comedy.
I have no clue. I have no idea at all.
I don't know, like an Unbreakable. Like it might be like a space thing, you know, or like a
Galaxy Quest.
Not like Galaxy Quest, but like a dystopian, like something to do with robots or something. Like with the cloning.
Yeah. I see what you're saying.
But it's France though, and I don't know how. Are they like they're not well known for like sci-fi stuff?
Yeah, but you never know. Like it's 2002, right? Like.
Oh yeah, like irreversible memory or something. Yeah.
I feel like we're just so wrong. We're just like we're so committed to like this is a sci-fi movie. This is sci-fi. I'm sure of it.
What about Wild at Heart?
It's a western. It's a western. it's the good, the bad, and the ugly. That's what it is.
Yeah, western or like some sort of like messed up romance thing. Like he's wild at heart, but he's also like
my second guess is that it's like, you know, when you go to like chapters and you go to the romance section and it's all like the same like 3 authors and it's like you know, it's like the
$5.99 paperbacks and they're all like a #1 New York Times bestseller for some reason.
Yeah, and like it's like Fabio on the front with like some woman and it's like Wild at Heart. But
then what would make it like weird or creepy then?
Well, I don't know if it has to be weird or creepy. It's supposed to be like a cult classic, right?
Like does the cowboy like tie up women and leave them in the basement or something? I don't know.
Well, I don't know why you jumped to that, but
might be a correct prediction, actually.
Yeah, that's it. Ashley gets 2 points for that one. I would like to know which of the 3 producers decided to put Irreversible into the hat.
We're going to ascribe this one to Curtis.
Okay, thank you.
I would like to know who directed Weekend at Bernie's.
Ted Kotcheff.
Okay.
We're not watching Weekend at Bernie's. Is a trick all along. That's your card now, Elizabeth.
Oh, do I get a point for predicting the trick?
We'll talk about that later.
What?
Oh my
gosh!
Fuck.
That was mean. Oh. I wanted to watch Weekend at Bernie's.
Oh.
What is the genre of Possession?
It's kind of like a spy thriller on acid. Throw in some dream logic.
Who directed Wild at Heart?
David Lynch.
Oh. Yeah, I liked Twin Peaks. I'm digging it. Might not be about cowboys. I haven't seen a lot of his movies, so
I think we should definitely watch Wild at Heart, guys.
My vote will go for Wild at Heart.
Wild at Heart it is. Ashley gets a point for
Oh,
having that
thank you.
film chosen. Ties her up with Adam.
Uh-oh. Don't look behind.
What does that mean?
Don't look away. Watch your back, Adam.
Oh, you mean don't look away during the movie?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, I'm here. I'm having a conversation too now.
Oh.
Oh my
Oh my
god.
god.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god.
Oh no. What?
What did you sign up for?
Oh no.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Close radio here.
Marietta just gave me this to kill you. And afterwards, she said, lose my mind.
Baby, I got a surprise for you.
Hey, my snakeskin jacket! Thanks, baby! Did I ever tell you that this here jacket represents a symbol of my individuality and my belief in personal freedom?
About 50,000 times. I got us a room at the Cape Fear, and guess what? Power Man's playing at the Hurricane.
Stabbing and steer.
What is this?
Look like a clown in that stupid jacket. It's a snakeskin jacket. And for me, it's a symbol of my individuality and my belief in personal freedom. Asshole. Come here.
So, honey.
Ow!
Oh.
I'm sorry to do this to you here in front of a crowd and all, but I want you to get up and apologize to my girl.
I'm sorry.
Y'all know this one? Treat me like a fool, treat me mean and cruel. I guess I started smoking when I was about 4. My mom was already dead then from lung cancer.
Oh my God.
What brand did she smoke?
Marlboros, same as me. Guess both my mama and my daddy died of smoke or alcohol-related illness.
Geez, say, honey, I'm sorry.
It's okay, honey. I didn't hardly used to see them anyways. I didn't have much parental guidance. The public defender kept saying that at my parole hearing.
Ooh, baby, what a bad boy you are.
Baby, what a bad boy you are.
Well, that's just what she said. Man, I had a boner with a capital O.
See, Dale loved Christmas. We used to call him Jingle Dale. He wanted Christmas to last all year long.
Dell, what are you doing?
I'm making my lunch!
What? Mama told me Wildest, Dale's mama, found cockroaches in Dale's underwear. One time, she found Dale putting one big cockroach right on his anus.
Hell, Peanut.
Oh!
Victim of a sexual assault.
Mutilate, rape.
Seven, 8, 9.
Alright, let's have some wine.
Cheers,
Sailor.
everyone.
Cheers.
All right. Sailor.
Sailor.
Yeah, all right, Sailor. Tilt your glass. I'm no amateur. This has got like my full grip on it too. Oh my god.
Wild at heart.
Wild.
I have to say we were pretty accurate with the prediction of the whole cowboy thing.
I can't believe that
Texas,
pinned
I
up.
mean, you know.
The
Yeah.
snake skin
And he called him a
jacket.
cowboy at some point, remember?
Yeah, like the very
Yeah,
end.
the very end. And we were like,
And
then
then
the
the
cowboy
cowboy
hats came out near
Cowboy
the end.
show.
But no, it made me happy. Like as it went on, I was like, yeah.
I didn't expect the whole Wizard of Oz theme. I was trying to follow it because, you know, Tideland was like the Alice in Wonderland thing. So I was, you know, the whole time watching that, it's like, okay, how is this relating to that? Like, I understand that story. And I was kind of doing the same thing here. But like Tideland, I was like, okay, this is definitely its own story, and I don't know, I shouldn't try to predict things like that.
Them driving so much too, like that's the yellow brick road they're on. You know?
Oh, that's true.
Which
oh,
yeah,
that's
that's
so true. Just saw the neurons connect in my brain. Other theme that I was sort of like trying to figure out the whole time was the fire. Because it opens, like the opening titles is like just that burning fire.
Like the
you know,
cigarette
her father,
lighting.
everybody's smoking all the time, constantly, you know, lighting cigarettes. Lula talks about like all these fires that happened in her life. And just like them just being in, you know, they're in Texas and they're in New Orleans, they're on all these hot places and they're trying to get to California, and it's like there's all these themes of heat too, on top of all that.
And car accidents too, that was a big one.
Yeah, like
Lots of blood.
Like I feel like the fire is like, the fire and heat is a huge theme that I'm still trying to like figure out. The first major thing that really got us was Lula's flashback to when she was raped.
Yeah.
And she was raped at the age of
13.
13, yeah, 13. It's very like, the images were brutal and
Ow! Oh my God!
What really got me was the very first scene of the movie before that, where they're in this fancy place, and it's like a ballroom or a fancy cocktail party.
Oh.
And I'm watching it, and I'm like, okay. And then you see a fight's about to go down right away.
Yeah.
But I did not expect it to escalate that quickly. And like
It
go
was
to that
really
level.
fast.
Like it was so
It was
fast
very
and very
intense.
sharp too. And for us to not even know too much about these characters, it was a lot to get thrown into. But it was also really exciting to be caught
And
off
it
guard
really
that way.
grabs you.
watching it, you know, today was very like, for the first time it was a little more like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be making of this right now.
Yeah,
But I'm
she's
just
talking
wondering.
about how he reminds her of her dad and everything.
And then
When we left it
Yeah.
over,
You remind me of my daddy, you know. Mama told me he liked skinny women with breasts that stood up and said hello.
and then the lipstick.
Yeah, that was interesting. That was very.
I think that was supposed to be like the Wicked Witch of the West, right? Like her skin's green, so
Yeah.
she like painted her skin red as like that symbol. Because the end of that scene, it shows her shoes and they're curled up like black and like the witches from Oz.
William Dafoe.
Yeah, he was so creepy.
He was.
He was my least favorite character. Not because the acting is bad, just like it was just. Like.
Well, him
he
in
creeped me
contrast
out.
with the other people that were at the motel, like the other people at the motel, you know, those the porn people enjoying life, and then the other people like just laughing and trying to make light and enjoy, and he was just being so creepy and underhanded.
That was
and,
actually, I think, that scene where he like you think he might rape her. That was probably one of
yeah,
the
I was
hardest
that
scenes for me
yeah.
to watch. When he's like going up and down her body, it was just
And the
really.
way the camera kind of panned.
Yeah, that like
as
that
well.
scene I thought was like very well done, and just like. The
Well, they set it up.
tension.
They set it up to you like you know, they talk about her being raped. They like, and she's very vulnerable, and then this, you know, very powerful man comes in, and it's like everything is of course pointing to the audience assuming that this is going to end horribly. I'm going to have to watch it.
Yeah, it did a really good job of kind of playing with your expectations, the movie.
And you know I mean business when it comes to
Get down!
Bobby Drew. Grab you. Hold you tight.
Yeah, that car accident too.
Got the sticky stuff in my hair.
You better come with us, honey. Come on.
I gotta find my wallet. Don't say one word of this to my mother, please. Please. God, she's gonna kill me.
The way that Laura Dern, her character reacted to it, I think made it so much more powerful because she was just so traumatized after that.
Yeah.
And it was really hard to see how that affected her. I felt like that was like worse than even like, you know, seeing the girl running around like bleeding and dying.
Yeah, and with the girl running around too, and just her being like, I have to call my mom.
Yeah,
like, this is
like, she's just
sticky
losing
stuff.
it.
Like, there was a lot of realism to that as well,
Yes.
too, and kind of the shock that comes with it beforehand. Which made it probably, like, one of the more difficult scenes.
Yeah, because it was so real. Like, they just put that woman in there, and it was like, you are, like, on your last breaths, your brain is gone, and this is it. Like, this is how you die.
God, she's dying right in front of a sailor.
Didn't feel like I was watching something set in the 80s or set in the 90s or set like, you know, 100 years ago or 100 years in the
it really
future.
had a timeless feel to it, maybe partly because of the Wizard of Oz feel, because we all still know that story. But it really didn't, there were no references that made it seem like, well, we're in this political climate or we're doing this, right? So, which I think
and a lot of these
helped.
actors too, like, they're even more well known today as well.
Yeah.
So it's nice
true.
seeing like Laura
That's true.
Dern and everyone like kind of in their younger days too.
Yeah, and like all the stuff that Willem Dafoe's done now that is
Yeah.
in some ways similar to that role.
At first watching it, I wasn't too sure about how over the top it was. Like as it got heavier and stuff, you really found them kind of grounded a bit more, and like the maturity really came out of it, which was really nice. And I saw that a lot with Laura Dern, especially. Like, her eyes are just amazing. Like, every time the camera would zoom in, or she'd look in the mirror, it was just, like, straight to the heart, too. Like, you could see her thinking and, like, reflecting. And even without, like, the kind of flashbacks, like, it was still super, super effective, which I really liked.
I was along for the ride with her, and from then on I was, and her performance as well, like I was like fully there with her from basically right at the start because of that all the way to the end.
I'd recommend it, you know, to young people as well. It'd be a good like late night movie, like to go see at the Rio or something.
Yeah.
Or like I don't know, movie theater,
No,
like
that's a
for
good-
bringing back the classics, like that
Yeah.
sort of thing.
I think that I would recommend it purely in the sense that it gives a captivating story the whole time. Like I was always watching. I wasn't really like not paying attention or was bored with it. Like it was something that the whole time I was very captivated with. And I think that if it captivates me for the whole, like, you know, just over 2 hours, then I think it's worth a recommendation.
I would definitely recommend it. I think it's something that needs to be seen. I'm really glad that I saw it. And I agree with you, the story was definitely held my attention the whole time. So why would you not want to watch something like that? And also a really good textbook, like as an actor. Some really amazing performances there too.
Cheers. We're done.